Hello, everybody. Simon here, still talking freedom. So, today we deep dive one small element of the freedom approach, which is how to increase your limit. Because you remember, the freedom sprint is based on the idea that freedom is at the center of what you do as an entrepreneur. And if we go for the freedom-based approach, so you try to maximize freedom every day. And how can you do that? Creating value for people who care about, making work that matters and shipping it to the people who care about the work. So doing it for the people who would miss it if it was gone tomorrow, which means responsibility, which means a lot of work and of schedules, yes? But on the other side, we want to be free. So how is that possible? In our concept, freedom is the part of every day which has breathing room, which is not scheduled. It has no hard landscape. So it's the part in your calendar without meetings and without anything in it. It can be blocked, but if it's blocked, it says, this is time that I have for myself. Hi, Abel. This is time that I have. Hi, Pavel. This is time for myself. So it would be in my calendar, like I am creating this, or I am doing this conceptual work, or this is strategy time with me, or this is planning time with me. So if freedom is in the center of everything, and what is limiting us? Igor, hi. What is limiting us to have a free hour, a free day every day? Hi, April. Yeah, April, you're also a freedom person. So chip in. Great to have you here. One hypothesis is freedom is limited on one side by the load. So if we take up too much, the load is high, so the day is full. That's the first hypothesis. The second hypothesis, hola Igor. Second hypothesis, Igor, also a friend of the freedom movement. Now, the second hypothesis, on the upside, there is a limit, a limitation. So freedom is the part between load and limit. So we can load less, we can decrease the load by prioritizing, by saying no. And saying no is a very important technique that needs emotional practice. How to say no in a generous way, in an elegant way, in how to say no with heart, basically, without offending people, but making your boundaries clear. And then we have the limit, which is a very subjective thing, because some people say, oh, I've reached my limit right now. And other people say, I'm just getting warm, I'm just starting here. So it's a very subjective limit, but the limit is nevertheless a hard limit, because a limit is a limit. So there are many fields we can explore about the limits. Today, I want to share with you a very personal thing. Hi, Stefan. A very personal limit I experienced today, actually. So the limit can be, I have to bring the kids to school. Yeah, so real life example. I have to XYZ. I had this today. My wife asked me, Simon, so you are in Vienna, you are at home, can you bring the kids to school today? And I was talking to myself saying, I have to. And this is a limiting word. This word shows that my thinking has decided to limit my possibilities. And as you know, every athlete, every high performer, and every spiritual trainer tries to control their thinking, which means finding out where do you have limiting beliefs and try to break that pattern of limiting yourself so you can expand your possibilities, your range. Ciao Massimo! So we have this limit, which can be a limiting word. In my case, it's I have to. I try. Now, what I do is I try to react as fast as possible. Ciao Ingo! So when I see that, I say to myself, I have to bring the kids to school. In that very moment, I try to be aware, and this awareness, I try to do it as fast as possible. So not like 3 hours later. Ciao Massimo. I try to do it as fast as possible. Best case, I do it real time. Like I see right now that I'm saying I have to. And now I say, hey, Simon, you don't have to. You get to. You can do stuff. You can bring the kids to school. And now, with this small difference, everything changes. Because now I'm in freedom again. I'm not victim of having kids. Why would I be victim of having kids? I brought them to life, right? I was part of the creation. So I am responsible and I chose to do it. I chose to. Maybe it was years ago, of course, the decision, but it is my decision. I own it. So I have to, Ingo. I have to really. Come on, Vittoria, ciao. Ingo, we will have to work on that. You get to scappare. Devo scappare, I have to really. You get to go there. You decided to go there, to do this, to have this commitment with wherever you're going, and to commit to whoever is waiting for something. But you got to do it. You get to do it. So to me, it changes everything, and it's a very small training that I'm just observing my thoughts and observing my words. Because, and it's like brushing teeth, you know, it's something that I do now regularly because it changes so much of the day and of the experience of the day and of relations. Ciao Pasquale. It changes so much. So when I say to myself, I have to, I am programming the victim mode. Oh, poor Simon, he has to. Oh, look at this. He wants to be free, but the world is against him. That's the drama. Fact is, I get to do stuff. Like today, of course, I have to take care also of my energy level. So I have to say no to some things, and I want to stay healthy. So today, of course, I will go and have training. So today it's CrossFit. And I caught myself, right, also today, saying to myself, I have to take the CrossFit shoes, put them into my bag, because I have to train. And obviously, I don't have to train. Nobody has to train. You can live perfectly without sports and without exercise. Of course, your energy level will be lower, and your health will have some patterns later on. But you can perfectly. So I get to do CrossFit, and of course, it's strength training. It's intense functional strength training. So it will hurt. Yes, there are 10 minutes, 20 minutes that hurt, and still, I decide to do CrossFit. I could do swimming or running or biking. I decide to do CrossFit, so I get to do it. What are your limiting words? I'm very curious, and I hope that you could grasp a little bit of what the freedom-based approach is, because freedom is on the very center of everything we do and how we do it, and it makes really a difference in the experience of your life, experience of your relationships, if you invite people to play from a place of freedom as an entrepreneur, as a freelancer, as a manager, or if you invite from a place of victim. I have to do this, can you do it with me? Feels very different than, hey, today I get to do this and this, would you like to join me? It's very different, right? So thank you for this little sprint. If you want to dig deeper, you can have our Freedom Sprint Challenge, the 5 days Freedom Sprint Challenge. Just Google Strategy Sprints, Freedom Sprint Challenge. Or, of course, you can do a full project with us, strategysprints.com, and click Ask Simon. Bye-bye.